a few hours to go still in my day, and I'm looking forward to a good conversation this evening. First, I'd like to say thanks to my good friend, Professor Jose Magallanes. Jose and I have worked hard together over the past several years. He's been a frequent visitor to us at Harvard, and I'm very pleased to be welcomed here today. Thank you very much. Thank you also to the faculty, the deans, and most especially the students of Catholic University and the School of Government. We very much appreciate your hospitality and your warm welcome. Thanks to Alex and to Samuel and to Mary for helping make the event here run so smoothly this evening and earlier this afternoon. And I think that's it for the thanks, right? Okay. So, my name is Zach Tumin. I run a program at the School of Government at Harvard called the Program for Technology, Networks, and Governance. I have to tell you that I was struck here. First, I need to apologize for speaking in English. It's extraordinarily rude. I regret it. I wish I could speak to you in Spanish this evening. I know many of you can speak English far better than I speak Spanish. It's a testament to how close our worlds have come and yet how far away they are. Your English is a testament to the spread of the influence of the North. I wish that we had a greater respect for the influence of the South and a greater capability for speaking the languages of our brothers and sisters in the Southern Hemisphere. I suffer from that and I apologize. I'm struck also by how similar young people are here in New York and Boston and in the United States. It's really remarkable to hear the music, to hear the language, and to know that young people around the world seem so poised and so smart and so capable here at Catholic University as they are where I work at Harvard. I'm struck also in our conversations today by how similar some of the challenges are that I've heard our esteemed colleagues mention. These are the challenges of promise and performance, between the promise of a good life and effective government and strong information platforms and the delivery on them. We have that very same problem in the United States. It is a classic problem of governments that we study all the time and that we try to take action on. And it's a problem that takes leadership and determination and persistence. And I'm going to speak with you a little bit about it this evening. One of the things that we do at Harvard is we bring leaders of senior members of our governments together who have big problems in dealing with, who have big challenges in dealing with very major public policy problems that they have responsibility for, but they don't have all the resources they need. Which is to say, they have to have partners and they have to collaborate across the boundaries of their organizations. And so we spend a lot of time dealing with members of our Defense Department, our intelligence communities on the problems of information sharing. We spend a lot of time dealing with our major regulatory agencies like food safety, who have an impossible problem of collaborating with industry to share information and to deal with the problem of foodborne illness and the safety and security of the food supply. We deal with public safety officials all the time who have responsibility for producing safety, who don't have authority, or don't have the ability to move all the parties who need to be involved in creating safety for children in schools or on the subways of New York or Boston or San Francisco. And we deal with industry and government struggling to find ways to collaborate meaningfully with the strong technology that industry brings and the strong commitment to service that government offers as well as its authority. And we find that there is consistently one problem that keeps rearing its head, and I'm here to talk with you a little bit tonight. We can start the presentation. This platform raising me up for 12 minutes. Okay, so you recognize this guy, right? Right? He's the Marlboro man. And so this is the guy who's creating a lot of problems for us. Not because he smokes, not because he's dead. In fact, he's not dead, but this iconic image, right? This guy who is the go-it-alone go-it-alone, hidebound, tough guy who rides off into the sunset and thinks he can get everything done by himself, and no one does it better. He's just going to do what he does, and that's the way that it goes. He's with us in a lot of forms and shapes in organizations, and he's with us in a lot of forms and shapes in leadership. Sometimes it's the organization's fault, and sometimes it's just their history, sometimes it's the leader's fault, and sometimes it's just the way that they're built. But there are all sorts of problems that this go-it-alone, no one does it better than I do kind of guy has created and continues to create. And the fact is, I'm in control of this, right? Okay. So to move these forward, I go, bingo. No. To move this forward, I go, maybe that way. No. How about that way? No. We need some collaboration. I got it? So what did I press? I didn't want to do what I pressed. So here we have Marlboro Man. No one does it better. He's going to go it alone. Those are our organizations and those are our leaders. Our old problems persist. I have to figure this out. What button am I pushing here? Truly, I need to figure this out. Which button do I push? Okay. In the right, and there are two. There's one at there's a top one, there's a bottom one.
No, the right is left. The top.
White on the top. Okay. So I'm going to go back, right? Because here's this. And where do I aim it? At you or at this? Aim at you. All right. That's not working. How about that? That's not working. How about this? Okay, so this is either I'm not knowing how to work this or it's not working. Can you give me a hand with this? Okay, so that went backwards. Thank heavens